So often, President Obama responds to crises by announcing all the things that he will not do. And here again, we can only hope that pattern ends tonight. Our president must understand we are at war and that we must do what it takes for as long as it takes to win.
Well, that was Dick Cheney today doing the same thing he does time and time again, his Dr. Strangelove number. Of course, Cheney was given the same advice he always does, escalate. No matter what the crisis is, the Cheney solution is always to escalate. More bombs, more fighting. We're back now with Bill Maher, who's the host, of course, Real Time. Cheney keeps acting like he's the new kid on the block. He's the guy that put our troops into the Holy Land of Mecca, that basically gave a trigger to the whole al-Qaeda movement. He's the guy that de-Baathized or knocked out all the Sunnis out of the government in Iraq when we went in there. He's the guy who took us into Iraq. Now he acts like somehow this whole messing up of the Middle East, all this fragmentation and craziness, he had nothing to do with.
It reminds me of what he said about Benghazi. Of course, it was on the anniversary of 9/11, and he said, you know, Obama should never have let that happen because, you know, we were always on our guard on the anniversary of 9/11. Yeah, there wouldn't have been an anniversary if you hadn't.
If Obama had been president, when the American people lost 3,000 lives in New York City, would he have been blamed by the right?
Of course. Constantly. They would never stop talking about it. It's ridiculous.
He lost New York. Right?
Right. That would be the catchphrase. He lost New York, exactly.
So why is politics so asymmetric? Why is it that the right is so much tougher than the left these days? Not that the left wasn't tougher before, but now they're not.
But it's in their DNA, I think. You know, look at polling. Democrats are afraid of polls. Republicans aren't afraid of polls. Republicans make polls. Democrats run from polls. If something is polling at 43% approval rating, Democrats go, oh, better not touch that. Republicans go, 43%? You mean we only have to fool another 8% of the people? Piece of cake. We'll meet in our evil lair. We'll get our evil to English dictionary. We'll get the words that get them on the page. We'll all spread out on the talk shows with every exact same talking point, and we'll have it done in 2 weeks. No problem. I mean, the public option was polling at something like 70% approval before they got a hold of it, and they were like 70%. Piece of cake. We'll get it down below 50 by the fall, and they did.
Yeah. Let me ask you about what do you think about the idea of Cheney coming back and all these people coming back that were the ones behind the war in Iraq, which is enormously unpopular? This is where the polling is a little bit offbeat here. If you have people that say Iraq was a mistake, this whole macho or rather neocon thing, and we got to go over to the Middle East and take over, bring down one government after the other, we'll bring down Syria, we'll bring down Iraq, we'll bring down Afghanistan, we'll bring down Libya. Actually, we lost Egypt also went down. And somehow that's going to create democracy. And it's going to be better for Israel and better for us. I mean, it never was. And how come they come back now as the experts, the people that brought us that?
Because they have the advantage of working in a country where the people are not very well informed. They certainly don't know history. They certainly are not interested in foreign affairs very much unless it comes right to their doorstep. The old thing about we learn history through wars. We learned geography through wars. Crimea, did they know what that place was? They thought it was an artificial sweetener until 3 months ago. Okay, so I read in the paper today a Republican congressman, I can't remember who it was, he said about Iraq, well, Obama's been in office 6 years now. We can't blame Bush and Cheney for that anymore. What? This goes back to the 7th century. We're only going back 6 years now?
Let's talk about glistening objects, and one is, of course, this debate over Ray Rice, the running back for the Baltimore Ravens. And it looks like they didn't quite get to this thing in time. The NFL looks like they're now waking up to the video, which we're told in an Associated Press report late today that apparently somebody claims that they gave that to an executive at the NFL back in April. And they didn't want to look at it, or they averted their glance from it, or whatever. They looked at it and said, we're not bringing that into evidence here.
Okay, that could be true. I don't know if we'll ever find out. I don't know if it's really the most important part of this situation. It kind of reminds me of the Ferguson situation and the police brutality in New York the week before. Sometimes things happen in this country that shed a light on a problem. It's been going on for years, decades, centuries, and suddenly everybody's all over it, which is, you know, the bright side of it is good. We're finally looking at it, and I guess we're finally looking at this now.
Pictures. If we didn't have the picture.
Yeah, the picture, right. That meant everything. Same thing with the cop situation, perhaps. For some reason, choking that guy, seeing that, something clicked in people about something that's been going on for a very long time. I think a point that needs to be made is that He didn't go to jail, and he should have. I mean, it's a private private business, I guess, National Football League. They can do what they want.
Suppose you slugged a guy in the elevator like that. Isn't that assault?
It's
battery?
assault, absolutely. That's
a couple years.
I think you should go to jail, and then when you get out of jail, you've paid your time, and if you want to resume your career. I mean, if he was in the insurance industry and he slugged his wife and he went to jail, and of course, we don't usually send people to jail. Why? Because they're full of nonviolent drug offenders, so full, they have no place for a guy like Ray Rice, but they should. He should go to jail, and when he gets out, he should have a clean slate. This idea that everybody has to pay for in perpetuity.
I like that.
Some crimes, yes, obviously murder, you go to jail forever, or actually give you the chair. But it's a horrible thing he did, and he should pay a horrible price, which is going to jail for a couple of years. And then when he gets out, new life.
That's very Christian of you.
Exactly.
It really is. And I think it's forgiveness based on, we're through this now. You paid your debt to society. Anyway, it's great having you on.
You've converted me back, Chris.
If I could. Thank you, Bill.
Great to see you. Thank you.
You have some very good values within your heathen soul. Anyway, thank you very much, Bill Maher. And Bill Maher returns this Friday with back-to-back live shows from here in Washington at 9 Eastern and real-time premieres for its 12th season. Then at 10, Maher's back for a live stand-up special from the Warner Theater here in D.C.